Said he was a fool and a loser. That he had wasted his life for a woman who did not love him. Once upon a time, there was a hunter named Olu, who lived in a village near a forest. He was brave and skilled, but also kind and generous. He often shared his foods with the poor and the needy in his village. One day, he went into the forest to hunt for some animals. He followed the tracks of a deer, hoping to catch it for his dinner. He came across a clearing, where he saw a beautiful lady lying on the ground. She was unconscious and had a wound on her arm. Olu was surprised and curious. He wondered who she was and how she got there. He decided to help her. He carried her to a nearby stream and washed her wound. He then wrapped it with a cloth and some herbs. He waited for her to wake up. After a while, the lady opened her eyes and saw Olu. She was shocked and afraid. She asked him who he was and where he was taking her. Olu told her that he was a hunter and that he found her in the forest. He said that he was not going to harm her, but to help her. He asked her who she was and how she got injured. The lady hesitated. She told him that her name was Ade and that she was from a faraway kingdom. She said that she was running away from some bandits who attacked her caravan, and that they killed her guards and took her belongings. She said that she managed to escape, but got lost in the forest. She said that she was grateful to Olu for saving her life. Olu felt sorry for Ade. He offered to take her to his village and protect her until she could find a way to return to her kingdom. Ade agreed. She thanked him for his kindness. Olu took her to his hut and gave her some food and clothes. He introduced her to his neighbors and friends. They welcomed her warmly and treated her with respect. Ade was touched by their hospitality. She felt safe and happy with Olu and his people. As days passed, Olu and Ade grew closer. They spent a lot of time together, talking and laughing. They learned more about each other's lives and cultures. They found that they had a lot in common. They both loved nature and animals. They both valued honesty and courage. They both dreamed of a peaceful and prosperous world. They also felt a strong attraction for each other. They realized that they were falling in love. One night, Olu decided to confess his feelings to Ade. He took her to a hilltop, where they could see the stars and the moon. He told her that he loved her and that he wanted to marry her. He asked her to stay with him and be his wife. Ade was moved by his words. She told him that she loved him too and that she wanted to be with him. She agreed to marry him. They hugged and kissed under the moonlight. The next day, they announced their engagement to the village. Everyone was happy for them and congratulated them. They prepared a big feast and a ceremony to celebrate their union. Olu and Ade were overjoyed. They felt that they had found their true happiness. However, their happiness was short-lived. The night before their wedding, a group of soldiers arrived at the village. They were looking for Ade. They said that she was not a commoner, but a princess. And she was the daughter of the king of the faraway kingdom. They said she was engaged to the prince of another kingdom, as part of a political alliance. And she had run away from her duty and dishonored her family. They said they had come to take her back and punish her for her disobedience. They demanded that Olu hand her over to them. Olu was shocked and angry. He refused to give up Ade. He said he loved her and she loved him too. And they were going to marry and live happily ever after. He said he did not care about her status or her past. And he only cared about her as a person. He said he would fight for her and protect her. He challenged the soldiers to a duel. He said, if he won, they would leave them alone. If he lost, they could take Ade. The soldiers laughed at Olu. They said he was a fool and a madman. They said that he had no chance against them, and they would kill him and take Ade anyway. They accepted his challenge. They drew their swords and attacked him. Olu fought bravely and fiercely. He used his hunting skills and his knowledge of the forest to his advantage. He dodged and parried their blows. He wounded some of them and killed others. He fought with all his strength and all his heart. He fought for his love and his life. Ade watched the fight with fear and admiration. She saw how Olu defended her and risked his life for her. She felt guilty and ashamed. She realized that she had lied to him and betrayed him. She realized that she had not told him the truth about who she was and why she ran away. She realized that she had put him in danger and caused him trouble. And he did not deserve his love and his sacrifice. She decided to tell him the truth and ask for his forgiveness. She ran to him and called his name. She told him to stop fighting and to listen to her. She said that she was sorry and that she had something to confess. She told him that she was a princess and that she was engaged to another man. She had run away from her wedding and her destiny, and that she had lied to him and used him. But she loved him, and there is nothing he can do, that they could not be together. She told him to let her go and to forget her. Olu was stunned and hurt. He felt betrayed and heartbroken. He dropped his sword and looked at Ade. He asked her why she did this to him, and if she ever loved him. And why did she do this to him? And what he should do now? Ade cried and begged him to forgive her. She said she do love him, but she was afraid and confused. And she did not want to marry a stranger and live a life of duty and boredom. She wanted to be free and happy. And she found freedom and happiness with him. She did not mean to hurt him or lie to him. But she did not know what to do either. The soldiers saw their opportunity and seized it. They took advantage of Olu's distraction and attacked him from behind. They stabbed him in the back and in the chest. They threw him to the ground and kicked him. They laughed and mocked him. They said he was a fool and a loser. That he had wasted his life for a woman who did not love him. He had died for nothing. Ade screamed and ran to Olu. She held him in her arms and tried to stop the bleeding. She called his name and pleaded with him to stay alive. She told him she was sorry, and she loved him. And he was not a fool or a loser, but a hero and a winner. He had not wasted his life or died for nothing. He had given her the greatest gift of all, his love. Olu looked at Ade and smiled weakly. He told her that he forgave her and he loved her. He said he was glad he met her and he spent his last days with her. He told her that he was happy he fought for her and he died for her. He had no regrets and he was at peace. He told her to be happy and to live well. And she should remember him and love him. He closed his eyes and breathed his last. Ade wept and wailed. She kissed his face and hugged his body. She cursed the soldiers and the fate that separated them. She wished she could die with him and join him in the afterlife, so they could be together forever. The soldiers watched the scene with indifference and impatience. They said they had no time to waste. They had to take Ade back to her kingdom and her wedding. And they had to complete their mission and get their reward. They grabbed Ade and dragged her away from Olu. They threw her on a horse and rode away. Ade resisted and struggled. She shouted and cried. She said that she did not want to go. And she wanted to stay with Olu. She loved him and he was her husband. And she would never marry anyone else. She would never forget him or stop loving him. She would always remember him and honor him. He was her true love and her true happiness. The moral of this lesson is, love is the most precious thing in life, but it also comes with a price. Sometimes, love requires sacrifice, honesty, and courage. Love can bring joy, but also pain. Sometimes, love can make us happy, but also sad. Love is a gift, but also a responsibility. We should cherish it, but also respect it. We should enjoy it, but also honor it. We should never take it for granted, but also never give it up. If you enjoyed the story, please like and subscribe.